and welcome to another exciting episode of Mortal Roles. If you haven't noticed, the gods have fallen, and these are their mortal roles. We're so excited to bring you this episode 6. This is gonna be a good one. We left on quite the cliffhanger, and I know there's one person in particular that is really curious what's going on. That's Eve. Eve wants to know what the hell's happening. And don't worry, Eve, we're going to get to you.
Always, but I don't think I'm the one that's primarily been left in suspense this time.
Oh, wait. You must be referring to Morwyn.
Could have been me.
We certainly are going to be getting to that in just a moment. Yeah, maybe you. Maybe. We'll see. Did you roll your new character? All right, this is what we're going to do. I'm 𝘼𝙣𝙣𝙤, Emperor of this game. And with me, as always, is my peoples, my fellow mortals. Because we're just a couple of guys and gals who love to play games, learn new rules, and role play and laugh while doing it. And I'm going to let these fine specimens introduce themselves by, let's see, it's hard for me to choose. So I'm going to have to go with the old-fashioned Inky Pinky Ponky. Daddy bought a donkey. The donkey died, Daddy cried. Inky Pinky Ponky. We're going to start with 𝐲𝐶. We're going to start.
Me? Wait, didn't you already say my name? So wouldn't that technically already be introducing me? Just kidding. What's up, y'all? Yeah. It's your girl, 𝐲𝐶. You already know. I play Sabine, lovely little woodland girl. Just the sweetest little bean. Definitely not scary or violent or anything at all. Nope, she just wants to snuggle with her 𝑘𝐤𝐼𝐧𝐼𝐻 and her 𝐿𝐻ipmunks.
Absolutely. The 𝑘𝐤𝐼𝐧𝐼𝐻 and the 𝑐hipmunks will be arriving soon, I think, to save the day. Hopefully all the sacrifices that were made, the 𝑐hipmunks and the 𝑘𝐤𝐼𝐧𝐼𝐻, please answer. All right. Next, we're going to go with the person with paint on their face because it brings their character to life.
Wait, wouldn't that just be me too?
I mean, Morwyn.
This isn't paint. I just look like this.
Oh.
Also,
foot in mouth.
No, thank you. I don't want another sacrifice. There's enough sacrifices. That's literally all I've been able to think this whole time. Hi, I'm Sarah. I play Morwyn, and I don't want to die.
Okay. All right. What did you roll again? An 18? We'll see. Okay, we're going to move on to, of course, he needs no introduction. So we'll move on to Eve. Oh, wait. Eve, you can't steal the spotlight. We have to give Oren a chance. Oren, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm 𝐼𝐧𝐻. I play Oren, the fun-loving and love-loving redacted class, and I'm just here to have fun and start riots.
Hi-oh! I love it. And you know what, redacted class, because to this day, we still don't know what you are. What is this mysterious class you're playing?
Who knows?
Powerful.
I don't know.
Such a mystery.
Such a mystery.
Probably like a warrior or something.
Definitely a fighter.
Like a barbarian that makes sense.
Champion. Something a champion, maybe.
A lawyer.
Let's see what
a vampire
poll says in the chat. If anyone can guess.
Chat said he's a lawyer.
He is a lawyer.
He is a lawyer. That's accurate.
Yeah, that seems about right. Of course, Eve, take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm 𝐼. I play Eve, who just last episode was dubbed the one who always looks sad by another certain party member. So I guess that's what I'm known for now. Let's go!
Let's go. That is hilarious. Always look sad. That is awesome. Yes, very accurate. Whoever said that. I'm just kidding. All right. Let's see. Any announcements this week? We're gonna pass it to Sarah. What's happening with the old social media?
I'm so excited. We are doing a giveaway with 𝐼𝙣𝙣𝙤 at 𝐼𝙣𝙣𝙤 on Instagram.
What?
We're going to be doing a draw on our 10th episode live. We will be posting an infographic to our Instagram later this week.
Oh my goodness.
And the giveaway, are y'all ready for it? Mm-hmm. It's going to be 4 32mm D20s for each character. So inspired by each player character.
What?
And I've already sent them descriptions of our characters and stuff, and she already has ideas for 2 of the characters. So we're really excited. Thank you so much, 𝐼𝙣𝙣𝙤. We love and appreciate you.
Holy smokes. Thank you. Yeah, that's a super exciting. Awesome. That's great news. 𝐼𝙣𝙣𝙤 for all your dice needs. I don't know. Is there a slogan? My gosh.
It's just 𝐼𝙣𝙣𝙤.
So one thing about me is I don't know how to make the heart. So
you go like this.
We do the pumpkin. Nope. No, we do the pumpkin heart.
The Zoom keeps doing the heart even when I do the pumpkin heart.
We do the pumpkin heart, you guys.
We do the pumpkin heart. I don't know how to make a heart. It's always weird.
I'm pretty sure that's a butt.
The butt.
The butt heart.
The butt heart. I love it. Awesome. Okay, well, everyone is probably super excited to start. Last time on Mortal Rolls, our 4 heroes epically made their way through the treacherous, I was going to say traverse, but the horrific hallways of the dungeon of Remorum. There, with their newfound allies, Farron, elf woman, caught in a trap. Still to this day, no one quite knows why she's there, yet pledged allegiance to one Oren of Siren's Cove. Now, the mistress has taken on a whole new persona. She, in fact, has been getting quite into this battle, and Eve was able to see that there's something about her where she thrives in this kind of danger. The mission? Escape the dungeon. Get to the games pen. Open the skull door to escape into the caverns down below. Now, there's a couple things that have happened. And if you're joining us for the very first time, we find ourselves in a bit of a predicament as Farron has taken a few hits to the gut. The mistress has taken out a few guards. But Morwyn finds herself standing outside of a room where she could hear some chanting. Morwyn, the chanting enters your mind, and your spirit, your soul, begins to be attacked. It begins to feel tarnished. You begin to feel unclean as the chanting beckons you into the room that you stand beside, and your mind goes into a memory. You remember the shop. You remember the bell ring as the door opens. And you remember an old man walk in His face looked sunken, gray. He looked like he was close to death. And as he approached you, he began to cough. Child, is that you? He looks at you. You're standing behind the counter.
Sorry, who are you looking for?
You wouldn't remember me. That's right. But I remember you. You are incomplete. I can tell. As he spits out blood now, falling to the floor.
Oh,
The blood hits the ground and sizzles.
oh dear. Did you want something to help with your illness?
Dear, nothing can help me now. Not one of you. Conclusions. I'm dying. I will soon step into oblivion. But before I do, you, the one who told me that I was the bystander of all bystanders. I should have done something, but I chose not to. And now this is my punishment.
Oh dear, it's very, very common to hallucinate when you're close to dying. We've never met, but if you like, I can make you some tea. That will help you feel better as you transition into the next life.
My time is almost here. And he reaches into his cloak, a tattered black and gray cloak, and he pulls out a fruit. This is for you. I want you to take it. Take it into your hand. A gift for you.
Yes. Thank you. This is all very strange. We've never met, but I really do appreciate this. What is it? Do I know what it is?
You know what it is. It's a pomegranate.
I really do appreciate this pomegranate, sir. I love pomegranates.
Then take it, love. Take it. And in your hand, I give you my gift. And now, I fear I will eventually figure out that I am no longer there. I pray that they don't figure it out soon. To give you time. And now, I see it. The darkness. The other way. You see him now turn to clay, turn to a dust as he begins to fade and crumble to the ground. As the pomegranate leaves his hand, falls into yours, and is now a pile of broken clay and dirt lying on the floor.
Oh, Zeus Almighty.
And she goes and she gets a broom and she starts to sweep them up. And the floors, is the blood still all over the floor?
As you look down, you recall that the wood had eaten away a bit and started with.
Wipe at it? Does it wipe up? Like with a cloth?
Needs some elbow grease.
Yeah.
Eventually it comes out.
Okay, well, she just like sweeps him into a corner to deal with later. And she kind of just leaves the pomegranate on the counter for now. But I think that she would eventually eat it.
And that's when you wake up. As you find yourself not where you were, but as your memory, as you were taken in a memory, you found yourself inside.
I'm in the room. Oh.
When you can go ahead and roll a perception.
Okay.
That's pretty good. That's a 24. As you catch your bearings coming out of this dream, of this memory, this dreamlike state, you had no idea what was happening. But as you open your eyes and regain consciousness, you find yourself in another room, staring as what seems to be some sort of chapel, some sort of altar, but standing right by the altar, you see an image, a person standing. And as you're looking, you can see that the person was rummaging on top of the altar, but then stops and turns around. And this is what you see.
Okay. Ugh. I don't like it. I would recognize that mask from before.
You recognize this mask as the one from before. However, this one is different. The ones that you've seen had black ink on it, but this one looks as if it has gold streaks down as opposed to the black. Now, it looks at you and you hear a voice. Who are you? Why are you here interrupting my ritual?
I don't know why I'm here. Who are you?
Enough. I don't answer to you. I don't answer to nobody. You can take a seat, and I'll be done with you soon. And turns its back to you and begins to rummage. Now, with a 24, you also notice that this person is not alone in this room. There are two people sitting at the front, one on each of the chairs.
Do I recognize them?
From behind, they look like they're human and possibly, perhaps, some of the prisoners. They don't look like guards or anything like that, but they look like they're wearing kind of commoner clothing. And you're standing from behind. What do you do as the cult person who you probably can just suspect is turned its back to you and starts fiddling with the altar?
Can I see like any symbols or anything around the altar?
You can see where the person is standing is sort of blocking the view.
Okay.
You would have to kind of move closer to take a better look.
Because I do have this feat where I can gather information about such groups, and I can also impersonate a member of a cult. So I think that Morwyn would go up to the altar and be like, I was sent to help with the ritual. I remember now.
Roll.
And I roll occultism in place of deception.
Perfect. All right.
Oh! I rolled a 10.
This is what happens. You get up close. How close do you get to the cult member?
I would be like, I'd walk forward a little bit, but maybe not all the way forward.
Yeah. Turns around. Come closer. Let me show you what I am doing.
DM, can I use my hero point to re-roll that roll?
You certainly can. This is a hero point. First time. Okay, so tell us what a hero point is.
It's a hero point is kind of like inspiration. The DM awards them to players, but at the beginning of every game, each player gets one.
True. And we haven't been playing with the hero point until today. So perfect opportunity if you think that this roll is worth it. Absolutely.
Oh, 27.
It's
Baby, hell yeah.
the person turns to you. Come closer and let me show you.
And she will say, is it a male voice or a female voice?
It's hard to tell. It's kind of in between.
Okay, she would say, ooh, she was going to say like, yes, brother, or yes, sister, but...
Non-binary.
Yes, she would say, Sure, folks.
Very appropriate. That's a culty thing to say. Culty 101. When in doubt.
Culty 101. Howdy, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Hey, folks.
Howdy, folks.
Y'all come around. Are you here?
Y'all come back now, you hear?
You move up closer. The cult member moves aside, allowing you now to see the altar. As you walk past, again, you see these on your peripheral vision, you see these two people sitting. They haven't moved. You see that on the altar, it's smeared with blood. You see eyes. You see tongues. And you see hearts. All in threes. And then as you look at the cult member, it looks at you with that mask. And your soul again feels darkened. You see a scroll in his hand, or its hand, their hand. And he hands it to you.
I glance in it. Do I see any iconography that I would know?
A little bit blurry. You'd have to take a really kind of good look at it. But as you, do you take it?
Yes.
As you take it, your eyes catch the people sitting. And you can see that they are wearing these brown robes, male and female, eyes gouged out, mouth wide open. Clearly, the tongue has been removed. And with the robe opened, you see a hole cut where the heart should be. This time, it wasn't a clean incision. You see the rib cage broken open. And as your eyes see that, and then you turn back to the cult member. Morwyn, you wake up. And you're standing in the same spot that you were, but this time you're holding a scroll.
I look at the scroll. What does the scroll look like?
The scroll looks like it's in a hard metal case. It looks as if you have to open it, but it's one that you would have to pull out and spend some time. And you instantly remember that you're in a combat situation right now, and that your friends are calling. In fact, you begin to hear cries, "There's one more! There's one more!"
And if I just look at the case, is there any iconography on it at all, or is it just plain?
I'll give you one free roll of a perception. The DC is 18.
Okay. Oh, 15. I don't see anything.
You know, like with everything, you begin to feel that little bit of a panic as to what was just happening right now.
Huh? And whether or not like it actually happened or what, because that was all happening as I made the will save. It's one more. If I look around, like, is there anybody down the hallway up this way?
No, you're looking down, you see the hallway leads up to just kind of further down. You recall that there's like 3 sets of rooms and they're parallel, and you're in the middle, and so you can see another set of rooms and then the wall at the end of the dungeon.
Okay. And if I poke my head around the corner this way, I would see the mistress and...
Exactly. And down across from you, Sabine and Eve.
Do they look any different than when I passed them earlier?
Did we see her disappear, or was she there the whole time for us?
For you, great question. For you guys, they're looking, I would say, give it a roll, give it a perception roll. When it gets to your turn, and then this will be a free one, so it won't take part of your actions. But when it gets to your turn, you can roll it. Morwyn, that was your turn.
Okay. Oh, damn.
Now, moving on, it's Orange's turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to finally get out of this room since, I've been in here the whole combat. We're gonna move. We're going 5.
Big step for you.
Yep.
You sure?
I'm gonna run out into the hallway and be like, guys, where'd everyone go? I tried to save that person, and then, there you are. Okay. Hey, Sabine, I got something for you, and I'm gonna cast.
Oh, I love presents.
Actually, I'm gonna go like this. That was fun. I'm gonna go. Oh gosh.
You can go right beside Morwyn.
I'm trying.
Oh. You need to go forward more.
It won't let me. Hold, please. It's not letting me go around the corner.
Well, that's there's a column there. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
That's a column. That blackness.
Oh.
Oh.
In that case, I'm gonna just hide behind the column, and then I'm gonna.
What? That was a column that whole time?
Cast telekinetic hand, which might be very much like a different version of a spell in a different game, but it's different. So I'm going to cast telekinetic hand, and I'm going to have the hand pick out a short sword out of my little bag of goodies that I gathered from the room. I'm just going to I'm carrying it on my back like I'm Santa Claus right now, I think. And I'm like, I've got treats for everyone. But it's going to grab the short sword out of the bag, and it's going to fly it over to Sabine, and it's going to hold it out in front of Sabine. He's going to, hey Sabine, I got you a sword.
Oh.
You just take the sword. Yeah.
Thanks, Orin.
And then once she takes the sword, the hand's just going to wave at her and then just kind of like stay there. Like kind of move to the side a little.
She's going to try and pet it.
It's just going to let her. Just like, okay.
What is its name?
Handy?
Does it prop itself on her shoulder like Thing?
Absolutely, that's what it does.
She'll take it.
To her shoulder. It's a floating magical hand. It's ghost-like at this point. It can go invisible. That grasps the target object, levitates it slowly 20 feet in any direction. When you sustain the spell, you can move the object an additional 20 feet. If the object is in the air when the spell ends, the object fails. It'll stay there until the end of my next turn, and if I sustain it, it'll stay. But that is my turn.
Well, it's staying forever. Would you like to hold the sword handy?
The sword's for you to use to fight.
Oh.
He can't hold it for very long.
All right. It's not that great of a gift, but thank you.
But just swing it at people.
this conversation is happening.
It's fine. Just swing it, and like you can hit people with it. You'll be cool. That's it.
Eve right there, like.
What are you doing?
Meanwhile, the mistress is like, a little help!
Sabine will just go, Eve,
Mistress left.
do you want the sword?
Don't you need it? It was a gift to you.
No, I have sharp nails.
You can use the sword and the nails. You can like.
The steel doesn't feel right.
You don't want it.
Fine, whatever. You don't like my gift. It's cool.
I'll take it if you don't want it, but only if you're sure.
I will hold it, I guess. I don't want to hurt Oren's feelings.
Single tear.
Single tear. This is what it feels like when doves cry right now. When he begged and said, was there a sword? Yeah, there was a sword. You know what? There was a sword. There was a short sword in there. And then he's like, sweet. And then he comes and he gives his beautiful gift. And this is the perfect Sabine reaction. Perfect.
It's fine. It's fine.
She's just like,
Whatever.
thanks.
That's fine. It's whatever.
Eve, it's your turn.
I'm gonna start by rolling that free perception check.
Okay, sweet. Oh, but just to make sure, or was that all of Oren's turn? You moved, you gave, and was there anything else?
Yeah, no,
that was it.
Yeah, that was it. Because the magic hand thing is 2 actions.
Fair enough. Okay, Eve.
Worth it.
That is a 13.
Ooh,
On perception.
let's see. Just gonna. I would say, given the circumstance, I'll give you a +2 to this roll because I feel that probably you were observing. You're kind of in a good spot to kind of notice things.
Yeah. I'm right across from her if you hear what is now.
Yeah. So with that, you notice that Morwyn all of a sudden just moved her hands and now is holding a scroll.
But I didn't see her, like, she didn't disappear or anything like that. She just... Okay.
She just stood, and then all of a sudden was holding a scroll. That's what you saw.
Probably saw her eyes like roll into the back of her head.
In the dim light, maybe, you wouldn't necessarily get that much detail, but you can certainly see that she did not move. If anything, she just kind of stood still for a moment, and then all of a sudden was holding a scroll in her hand.
Morwyn, where did you get that?
Long story. How long have I been standing here?
As long as I have. You haven't moved. You just... That thing appeared in your hand.
But I wasn't like... Okay, that's cool. All right.
You
I'll
weren't
tell you about it later.
fine, but that's concerning. And
more concerning than you not telling me things, so it's fine.
what was that?
Nothing.
I couldn't hear you over the sound of bloodshed.
Meanwhile, the guard that was stabbed. Actually, no, that guy's dead. That guy died. The other one. The other one is still stabbing Aaron.
Here, and I'm gonna did Sabine put the sword down, or did she hand it to me?
If you want it, she definitely would hand it to you and just say, she'll say a little bit like louder, but like still real awkward, and just say, I'll let you borrow the sword, Eve.
Yes, thank you, Sabine.
And then she'll look at Orin like,
It's fine. I just, figured you'd want a weapon, but it's cool.
thank you, Orin.
Sorry, Eve, I should have given it to you.
I'm
No,
letting
fine.
her borrow it.
Yes. I'm going to borrow it right into the god's chest, hopefully. And I'm going to use, with that telekinetic projectile, I'm going to try to shoot it at the one that is stabbing Farron.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, where he is standing, it's a little bit out of your vision.
Okay.
So there will
I can move forward more.
Sure. I would suggest you move until you see the token.
I already could see it.
You can. What?
Yeah, I can see it from here.
Well, I'm kind of looking at your screen. He'll just have a plus. He'll have a +2 onto his AC because of the partial coverage of where he's at. But go ahead, throw it. Yeah. The +2 does nothing. The +2 does nothing.
All right, that's a 23, people. That hits. So we are going to be rolling.
Yeah, hit him. As again. Oh, that's good. Oh my God.
Damage.
So explain how this sword again gets carried. Is it black? Is it black smoke? Is it just floating? Like, what is it?
Yeah, it's she takes the sword from Sabine, kind of tosses it, and then as it leaves her hand, those same tendrils of black ichor shoot out from her hand and kind of like continue to propel the blade forward. And you carve it around toward the target.
It's Farron in the head to make that corner. Farron's out. It whips around just you got the angle so right with the column and then the square, and you could see where the guard was just kind of reaching out again, trying to get at Farron, and that was enough opening for this sword just to get him with 9 damage. He takes that hit, and he's not happy. Where the hell did this come from? God, this place is haunted. Ah! Is that your turn?
It's my turn.
Okay. In that case, we move on to the mistress. The mistress now kind of turning around and seeing this sword whip by and stab him, and you just get to catch her eyes and you get a sense of a nod of approval. She grins as she moves up to see if she can just put this person finally down. And she is going to roll an attack. So first action was to move. And that's a 23, and that will hit. And 8 points of damage. Oh my. And you can see that all of a sudden as she's going, she's moving a little bit slower than usual. And you can tell this. You can tell that as the action has been happening, she's been sort of slowing down. She's going to make another attack as her final attack, or final action. So this is her third action. She's going to make this attack with a -5. Oh my gosh. And this is the first time that the mistress missed. As she moves in her rapier, not at the speed as before, and then she just kind of lunges, and you can tell now that something is up. And she moves back. That's her turn. It's the jailer's turn. Oh, that jailer has run away out of sight. Bean's turn. Sabine, it's your turn.
First off, I just want to say how embarrassing she missed. Oh. So embarrassing.
Her ears are burning. Like she knows. She's like,
It's okay, you'll get the next one.
All right. Maybe. Okay. KE was right there. Sabine, she's not raging right now. She's still, chilling, but she'll come over here and check on, little elf girl.
Farron? Yeah, she's kind of holding her stomach. She's bleeding.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. Just
You
end
look
this.
perfectly fine.
I'm perfectly fine. Smiling.
Do you need assistance at all? Do you need a bandage? And she'll rip some of her dress and try to apply it to her stomach to wrap it around her a bit.
I need a bandage too.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, you can do a quick medicine. Go ahead.
Okay.
Administering first aid. This is great.
Oh, Oren, you need a Band-Aid? I have a Band-Aid.
No, I am. Sabine's Band-Aid looks like a more exciting version.
Oh. Okay.
Now Sabine's even skimpier. What the heck? What's happening?
Oh, do I get a +4 circumstance bonus because I used my own dress? Oh.
Wait a minute. Is this what the kind of antics you're going to play to try and get a bonus? Well, guess what?
What?
The more clothes she takes off, the better the bonus. For character, of course.
Is this
For character, of course.
It was a 12. The best.
Not the best. Yeah, but you know what? Enough where you wrap it around and you're able to kind of give it tight. Given the scenarios, not necessarily like you said the best, but it's enough to provide some comfort. In fact, Farron's kind of hand kind of touches your shoulder in gratitude of thank you. This kindness is I've forgotten how it feels. Thank you.
You're welcome. I understand. All right, well. And then she'll just stand up and start, she'll just kind of hop over the dead body. Just eat.
Well, big gulps, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
See you later. Is this guy still alive?
He is still alive. Yeah, that's the one that the mistress was successfully taken care of.
Ah, okay.
That was the one causing trouble.
Gotcha. I do, let's see what I have real quick. I do have a dagger that I picked up. Or no, Oren gave it to me? I don't know. I think oh, you did give it to me. Okay, so I will take it. How do I do this? Oh. That's not what I wanted to do. This one? Haha. All right. She's just gonna like hop over the dead body and then just look at the guy and just go, I think you're supposed to be dead. And then she's gonna throw the dagger at him.
Nice.
So do this one or this one? This one?
The jailer is looking quite...
This is awkward. You were supposed to die.
He's supposed to be dead.
So
I rolled a 21.
So lucky. He's still kind of feeling himself. He can't... He's so surprised, like, that
now?
rapier just missed him. So he's feeling like, he's got me. No, I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine. 21 hits. It hits.
Was it a critical or just normal damage?
What?
Was it a critical or normal damage?
No, normal damage. Normal damage, yeah. 18 is his AC.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Little 5.
Little 5. Oh, he is going down. You can see that blade sticks stuck right into him, right into the shoulder. He's looking hurt.
Sorry. Could I actually have that back?
He looks at you like
And then I think that's it. I think that's all she could do, right?
that's all you can do.
Okay, yep. I'm going to need that back.
Baron, with that glove, is she's gonna try and hit him with this glove. Oh, that's a 23. That is a hit. So as she holds onto her bandaged stomach, and she looks. You can see her eyes meet you, and you're probably focused, so you may not notice this, but her eyes turn and look at Sabine. She looks down at her, and she sees the blood kind of soaking that rag that you put on, and she looks around and looking at the dead guards, and then she says, "Finally. Freedom. I can taste it." And she rolls her damage, and she just slams her spike gauntlet, for our medieval friends, spike gauntlet onto the head, slamming it against the wall. And, very gruesome, very gruesome. The guard goes down. He has the death condition 1. Which is
look at her. Just say, "Oh, good job."
And then she looks at the gauntlet and says, "There's one more. There's one more. And he has to die." And then with that, she begins to run 5. It's so funny. And this whole immersive experience of like getting into it. And then when they move, it's like 5, 10, 15, 25. Like they say this to themselves.
Just tiptoeing all over.
That's right. And then she just runs. and she's running towards the barracks. That's her final turn. Essentially, at this point, as Farron goes to find the last guard, you are out of initiative. If you seek to follow Farron into the barracks, you certainly can. But at this point, it's going to be pretty clear what the outcome is. I'll let you know that. The guy had like 2 hit points left. He was bleeding very badly. And Farron is chasing him down. The mistress stops and turns, and she says, finally, now we can go into the game pen. And then she points, and you see this fence. And I'm just going to give you a picture of what you see. And there we go. And as she points to the game pen, so you guys are over where the iron bars are, like the iron gate, where you can kind of see in, but this is kind of what you see inside. And she points there. There are the doors. We must go into the left door. That is the only door we open. Do you understand? Let's go. Let's move.
Got it.
The left door.
Right, the left. The left, right? Wait, is it left or right?
Right.
Oh,
left.
Wait.
The left door.
Right. Oh, wait.
In her head, you hear a cry. And moments later, as you guys are I'm assuming, gathering, is anyone else not going towards the game pen? Is anyone else doing anything else?
Before we go into the tunnel, Morwyn is going to affix a pressure bomb on the side of the door, and rig it to it's going to become a hazard, and I'm going to rig it to trigger if anybody follows us.
Okay, and where on the map? And you can show me by clicking. Where are you putting this?
So it would be. Hang on, hang on, where am I? Oh, that's the wrong way. And where the mistress is going in here?
That's right, yeah. She's walking towards.
So I would, as soon as we know which door we're going through, rig the bomb to the side of the door that we walk through.
Oh, okay.
And so if anybody follows us, as long as I'm within like 30 feet of it,
yeah,
it'll go off.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Now, as you guys are walking towards I'm assuming you guys are all going towards the game pen. She opens the door. Fairwind comes out, and she's coughing now. Smoke. There's smoke. The way out is blocked. It's the building. It's on fire. They're burning the building. And the mistress turns and to you all and says, as I said before, there was going to be no survivors, no witnesses. My people are taking care of the documents, any remnants of your existence, except. And then she looks at Eve. We always save copies.
Does that include us when you say there will be no survivors?
No, this is all for you. All of this. Captain Flick has hired me to get you out. I am to bring him.
Does he not believe what he was speaking at the riot?
She kind of smiles and she says, that is for Captain Flick to disclose.
Where is Captain Flick?
He's at his location.
What is in the
Obviously. Thank you so much, Captain Obvious. He's in a location. That's so helpful.
That's when she attacks. And then she just stabs. That's what's in her mind right now. As she's looking at you, all she sees is...
Hi, guys.
And then
Let's get
the
out
building's
of
on
the
fire. Maybe
burning
we should...
building.
Yes. Could we maybe have this conversation not in the burning building?
What is
Thank
in
you.
the
You are
cage?
speaking sense.
While we're doing this, I think, because it does take a minute to set up that bomb, Morwyn would just be doing it while we're talking. And it just, if anyone follows us, it'll automatically trigger, or I can choose to trigger it when I'm within 30 feet of it. So I'll just set it to trigger if someone goes through that space.
Okay, fair enough. Absolutely. That's perfect.
What is in the cage?
What is in the cage? Farrowyn, the mistress. Now you all enter into the cage. Again, I'm just going to bring up, I don't know if the picture is still up. I'm just going to show again what you all see. And that way we don't get distracted by the map and moving tokens. As you're walking by now, I guess you all can roll a perception. As you're walking into the...
I rolled a 19.
Ooh.
I also scent as well.
Scent?
Like,
Yeah, you're smelling for sure.
Like smell and also
You're smelling the smoke now. Yeah, it's coming from the barracks. You can kind of begin to smell a little bit of smoke. But you also, let's see, what did you roll? You rolled a 15. Okay. Morwyn, as you were prior to kind of walking into the gate, as you were beginning to move in that direction, you did hear sounds. It sounded like animals. It kind of sounded like maybe barking. You're not quite sure. It's very faint as they're coming from another room with the door closed. Sabine will pick up the smell. You smell of the canine variety. There are you get the smell of dogs. There seem to be dogs somewhere. Eve, yeah, you kind of get same thing. Not necessarily, you don't necessarily hear the barking, but you certainly see evidence of dogs. And Oren, same thing. You just kind of, again, don't hear the barking, but you kind of see around and like there's dog poop on the ground. And it's like, in the game pen. As you walk in the game pen, it's covered in skeletons. And with your same perception roll, you can see that these skeletons have been gnawed on. And they're human.
To pick up one of the bones.
Yeah. Which bone do you pick up?
Probably either a femur bone or an arm bone.
Okay. Yeah, you got one. You just pick and you can find one. Absolutely.
Okay. And I go to the left door. Can I see through anything, or is it solid, or?
The iron door?
Can I put my ear against it to hear anything?
Yeah. So, as you begin to walk towards the iron door, you hear a growl, and it's just kind of coming off to the side. But these are the iron doors of what you see. They're solid, and it doesn't look as if there is any particular like keyhole or anything like that looking at them. They're quite large. It's very easy to see.
Can I roll like a nature check to see if I know what this is?
Sure, you can roll a nature check. The mistress walks up to the left door, and she. Oh, a 15. Nice. Yeah, you're looking at this, and you can see that it's. They call this the game pen, and these doors are puzzle doors. And there is a combination with what you hold to like the handle there inside the skull's mouth. It's a puzzle door that you would have to find the right combination in turning it and to put it in order to open the door, right? And Farron would then, as you're looking at this, Farron would then kind of whisper as she's coming out, smells a bit like smoke now, and she says, they will throw people in, prisoners here, and unleash the dogs. And the dogs would attack as the prisoners would try and open the doors and figure out the combination.
Just
Normal
regular
dogs.
Dogs that have been starved, dogs that have been taught to kill and eat as they are mistreated, and then they release them. And you can see
So they are
prisoners that fail to escape.
they are broken as we are.
as Farron steps beside me, Morwyn would just hand her an elixir of life, and she can apply 2 points to heal, and just be like, "You look hurt." She can drink it and apply those 2 points of healing if she wants.
Is that what Sabine wants to do?
No, it's for Farron, not Sabine.
Aaron,
Oh.
I thought you Sabine, so I'm looking at
Oh
Sabine.
no, I was waiting
I'm
for
like,
you to
why
answer.
are you not answering me, Farron? Don't you like me?
She didn't hear.
I was like, damn.
She's
She's
just
stone
glaring
cold.
at me. I'm like,
Tone needs to take a break. Professor Tone is going to take over
Professor
here.
Tone.
Yes, Farron does take the elixir with gratitude and drinks it.
okay, she
And
can apply those 2 points of healing, DM.
Oh, perfect. And so she takes it. In fact, she holds her stomach as those are where the wounds were, and she can already feel. And she's like, "Thank you so much." These, like I said, these doors, they're puzzle doors, and you open the wrong one, and you will fall to your death. And the other is safety. And if you get to safety, you will survive to play the game another day.
DM, you can also drag that effect that's in the chat over onto Farron's token, and she will have a +1 item bonus to saving throws against diseases and poisons for 10 minutes.
Oh, sweet. Oh, how do I drag it? What?
So in the chat, under Elixir of Life, there's an effect, Elixir of Life minor.
Oh,
Drag
really?
that onto her token, and then will like apply to her.
Oh, that's so cool. Foundry, so @the-Foundry is so cool. Hey,
Foundry is the best.
man. That's awesome. Yeah, so she does that. She holds her stomach and she just looks at you with this gratitude of just this kindness is overwhelming, and she just kind of just walks past just to kind of walk alone. And then as she walks by, she hears a bark, and there's always when you guys hear a bark and a whimper. And she's like, one of these mongrels it's still alive. It looks like it's been wounded, but it needs to be put out of its misery.
No.
No, we're not going to do that.
It is fine. We will leave him be.
Can we wait? Can I check on him?
You can do, yeah.
I'm gonna try something, and I really thought that I would maybe never use this spell, and I thought maybe this would be really dumb. but I took it just because I was like, one day. And we're going to cast the coolest cantrip I've ever heard, and the reason I took it is tame. As you make comforting sounds and gestures, you approach a target. So this is specifically towards dogs like guard dogs or like domesticated animals of any type.
That's all right. We all know you wanted to use it on Sabine. That's okay.
I just thought it would be the best to be able to find an animal and tame him and make him friendly and convince him that we're besties.
Wow.
Yep.
Sabine while she's raging.
So
amazing. Yes, that completely applies. Okay,
you
so
improve the target's attitude to you by 1 step. So from unfriendly to neutral, neutral to friendly, friendly to helpful. For the duration of the spell, unless it succeeds at a will save, afterward the target is temporarily immune for 1 day.
Amazing. Okay. Well, yeah, you go up there and you tame it. Now, let's see, comforting sounds. Well, the dog, as you walk to see what Farron is looking at, and you can see kind of tucked in the corner behind one of the pillars, you can see this dog, and it looks like it's like, purposely not stepping on one of its foots. You can see a gouge across down on the ground near it. You see a broken femur bone, and it looks sharp, and you can see that there's blood on it. So obviously someone has used this as a weapon, and this dog was left in here to ultimately be alone. They either they didn't get to heal it or they didn't care. But this dog is just like whimpering and growling.
It's okay, buddy. I'm here to help. I'm Oren, but you're obviously adorable puppy named Rupert. We're here to help you. Hey, Morwyn, do you have anything that I could give to Rupert to heal him by chance? To make him better?
Yeah. If dogs take this, he can have one of these.
Of course. I just take the elixir that she hands, and I'm gonna
Works really good on the dog.
I'm gonna pour it into like a little cup or something, anything, and I'm just gonna hold it for him to lap up.
There's a skull that you can use as a bowl.
Base of a skull, and just be like, "It's okay, drink this; it'll help."
And then you hear the, oh wait, I'm gonna do this. ASMR.
Yes!
I hate it.
I love it.
We're just gonna pet Rupert and be like, "It's okay, Rupert. We're here to help, and we're gonna get you out of here with us. Okay? Do you want to come with us?"
Sabine will crouch down.
And now it's feeling, and you can do like a little perception roll, perhaps, or do a nature roll.
Okay.
Perhaps do a nature roll.
She will talk to it in her animal language.
Wow.
I'm
Screw
also
that.
assuming that we've been in this prison we haven't really eaten very well.
Did you say perception? Sorry?
Yeah,
nature.
nature roll. You can roll a nature.
Oh, nature. Okay.
Morwyn's just going to be handing out, this is journey bread that she had in her sack. She'll give one to Farron
So close
and
to
one to Eve and one to Sabine and one to Oren.
Nice.
Sorry, what did you give us?
Basically,
Right.
it's a mix of fruit, nuts, and grains with an alchemical boost. Eating one journey bread provides all the food and water you need for a day.
It's elven bread. We get it.
Love
It's
this bread.
basically elven bread. Yeah.
Question: is Morwyn? Does she have one for herself? Eve
She
will.
would be giving it to everyone except for herself and the mistress.
Eve will break hers in half and quietly give half of it back to Morwyn.
And Oren will break his in half and give half to the dog. Here you go, Rupert. Have some.
Sabine wouldn't take it.
Yeah, because fruits and nuts. Where did you find it? All you found was rat droppings and guano.
No, it was in my bag. They confiscated it from me.
Okay. All right. Story checks out.
I guess
But
it checks
it's
out. More. That's
good.
less suspicious than the broom that she appeared out of thin air. But then it was a dream. So then it was okay.
Also, backtracking, right after Eve asked me about the scroll, Morwyn would have tucked it into her. Oh wait, she's not holding it.
Perfect.
I just saw the gesture, not the word. So I'm assuming she tucked it into her brassiere.
Yes.
So before Morwyn got us way off track, Sabine rolled a 25.
Yeah, Sabine rolled 25. Sabine, it's like you understand exactly what's going on as you're looking at this as the dog and with the tame spell and the sapping licking up of the healing potion, the elixir. And as you look at it and cock your head, it follows you by cocking its head too. And you just understand that this dog has never been shown any sort of love. All it's been bred for is just for whatever the guards have been doing. And for the first time ever, it's actually reacting to people in a calm way. And so it's looking at you like,
She will talk to it in her animal way, which will just be a series of like puppy growls and little chittering, and basically just say, I understand. I was in a cage once too. You are safe.
and they'll send a big lick right in your face.
And I love helping creatures get out of cages. It's kind of a specialty of mine.
And then it goes over to you as well. And
come on, buddy, you're coming with us. Can he walk?
Yeah, with that healing potion, actually, it helped mend his injury.
Assuming we took the little bone that was stuck in him out, and he's all healed up.
Yeah, it kind of
puppy.
Up.
Sabine will give him the bone that she picked up as a little treatsy and just give him a little scratch behind the ears and just give him the bone to chew on.
This is the best day of my life.
This dog is just enjoying this absolute moment of like attention and what? This is so nice. Finally, Mr. says, "It's open." And she opens the door.
Come on, Rupert, let's go.
And she looks at you and the dog and like, "Oh, you're going to bring a dog?"
Mm-hmm.
It is our
his name is Rupert.
Defense.
He's my best
Is
friend.
there a problem with dogs?
No, it's just that this drop is quite big.
I can hold him.
I'll hold him. Or you can hold him?
All right.
Okay, you hold him.
I'm sorry, this drop is quite big.
Yes.
What do you mean by that? Like a drop? Do we have to jump?
Yes. Don't worry, down below there is a pool of water. I just hope you're all well enough to survive the fall. I take it that you will, because I have to say that I'm very impressed with what I've seen, and from the state of you just seems like 2 episodes ago, which was a few minutes in our lifetime. You were different people. Now you've grown. And I'm curious to learn more, but please let us. And then she points down, and all you see is this dark black hole. And as Farron was talking about certain death and safety, kind of clues in that, well, Farron's eyes are wide open, but is this not the certain death? And the other one would be the safety. And who goes first?
Eve's just going to say, things are not always what they seem. And and just look back at the mistress and I'm sure this is the right one.
This is. Are you going to go first?
And she just goes.
Awesome.
You won't trust me, but you trust this shady bitch.
And with the plunge, let me show you what you see as you go down the dark hole. It feels like you're falling, free falling. You kind of put your hands out for a moment and you can still feel like where they dug. And then at one point, the walls that you were touching to help kind of slow down, disappear. And then you begin to free fall. So you fall down into this giant pool. Splash, hit the bottom, you know, enough that you kind of touch the bottom. You see the skeletons, and immediately your breath is taken away, and you're grasping for air, and you go and try and swim. Roll fortitude save. See how well you handle. And the DC for this one is 18.
Not quite. That's
All
11.
Right. That's all right. Yeah. You're going to be rolling a D10
Okay.
to see what type of damage you take.
All right.
Not too shabby.
Okay.
Not a full belly flop, but enough that you it hurt as you went down, and you're up. Okay, who's next? The mistress is looking, and then she says, I just want to make sure you all leave, but if you want me to go, then I'll go.
No, that's
I'm
okay.
sure your friend is alive.
It's I believe you. Sabine, just take care of Rupert. Make sure he's okay when you do. Okay? See you in a bit. And then Oren, of course, doesn't do anything without a little bit of flourish. So he will kind of step up to the thing, turn around to everyone, and just wave and be like, bye, and then do a backflip, and then dive in.
Nice. Rolling acrobatics.
That'd be a performance.
Oh, roll a performance. All right.
Because, you know, everything's a performance for Oren.
For this, what? For a champion?
For Oren. Just,
for Oren.
Yeah.
This damn mysterious feat that you have. What the?
Well, this one just makes sense for performance, right? Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. You really sell it. So much so that both Farron and the mistress just kind of left in awe. You get it. You know what? Based on that roll, you get a +4 on your fortitude save as you are swan diving into the perfect dive. Let's see how well you do.
She just rolls her eyes.
I like this. I mean, I'm rooting for you, buddy.
Oh
Oh, not enough. Wait, did you put the +4?
Yeah.
1d10
rolled from a 3 or from a 13 to a 3. A +10.
Oh man. 1d10, buddy. Oren falls down. You know what? You can explain what happens when you hit the water.
So Oren did like a full flip, and then like he meant to land feet first, and from experience, oh gosh, you know, like you mean to land feet first, but then you kind of landed at an angle, and it turns into like a half belly flop, you know, and you just like whoop, and then he just lands in the water, swims up and goes, I'm okay. He's just winded completely. Just like,
Are you
slowly
are you
swims.
all right?
Okay. It's fine.
Sure.
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Yep.
Perfectly fine.
The mistress is like, bless his heart. He is.
I should have done a double backflip.
Hey, who's next? As Oren goes down, yeah, and you can only assume that Oren is absolutely fine, has nailed it.
Except for the flop. Instead of the normal splash that you heard from Eve, you heard a whop into the water.
Like a clap.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then oh!
I think Oren
Nope.
would wait for Sabine to go next.
Don't.
Yeah. Sabine would go up to the ledge and she would hold Rupert and she would kind of cradle him where like his head is here and have her arm under his bum and she would take her like what's the word I'm trying to think of, like a belt almost satchel thing and wrap it around them both and tie it.
Is she making one of those like
a seatbelt?
Mommy baby carriers?
100%. Yep. And then she's just going to whisper to him and speak to him and just say, it's a long drop, but you are perfectly fine. You are perfectly fine. You are perfectly fine. And she's going to go backwards to the ledge and just do a careful like bloop and just kind of like boop off the ledge so her bum will hit the water first.
Oh, amazing.
To hold him.
Yeah. You know what? Roll on a crafting, and as you're putting this together, and depending on the roll of your crafting, will depend if you get a bonus on this.
Morwyn would help her wrap it around his
Okay, you can get a +4 on this if you're taking your time.
Oh yeah, she would absolutely. On crafting.
Yeah, on crafting.
Oh, nice, 18.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you know what? You feel like everything is secure. Rupert is secure, and you can jump down, and you get a +2 on your roll. And Rupert also gets a +2 on his roll.
Yay.
So go ahead and roll your fortitude.
What I do? Fortitude? Okay. Yes. And you said +2?
Yep.
Do I roll twice or?
No. You just roll
Rupert?
your fortitude and you're adding a 2 to that roll. And the DC is 18.
Does the DC go down for Rupert because she's making sure he doesn't hit the water first?
No.
Oh,
yeah. Maybe. I rolled a 21.
You rolled a 21? Yeah, actually, you know what? I think we out here, you know what? Here's a correction. Correction, everybody. It's time for learning with Professor Tone. Hey, everybody. Let me teach you a little something about.
You gotta have an accent.
That Tone forgot. Yeah. It's Australian, mate. All right, let's go back. To all our friends out there, I sincerely apologize.
Nope, Australian voice is staying.
Oh God. So when you're doing these challenges, and if there's a circumstance bonus, you actually can reduce the DC as opposed to give you a bonus onto the roll. So in this case here, the 18 now turns to a 16, and there we go. So that's how it goes for next time.
Isn't that kind of the same thing?
We're back, folks. We're back. It's kind of the same thing, I suppose, but hey.
But not
that's
really.
In them rules. But go ahead. Yep. Go ahead, roll your fortitude.
Do I roll again for him?
Yeah. Oh, what did you roll? Sorry.
Oh, I rolled a 21.
Yeah, perfect. Good job.
Would Oren have made it then? Because he got a bonus to his.
No, because mine was still.
Oh, no, it's the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, it can say.
Rupert is fine.
So it's all relative.
And then she'll just hold him while just like swimming backwards to wherever the ledge is and just kind of softly kicking her legs. Like a doggy paddle.
And Orn will help her get out of the water.
Helps you. In fact, Rupert, the way that you landed in and twisted, Rupert begins to doggy paddle up and carry you. And it's just this beautiful moment of you and the dog just going across the water.
And Morwyn's not gonna do anything special. She's gonna cannonball you.
Cannonball. Nice. Okay, go ahead and roll on your fortitude as you embrace it.
Damn! Hell yeah!
That is a critical success!
The water just boom!
That is
she just
amazing.
Makes like a tidal wave splashes everyone.
Like, you know what? You cannonball into that puddle, and all the water just shoots out, and there's no more water in the lake, and it's only you. And you are like, damn.
Poor mistress is screwed.
And then the water comes back in.
Good job, Morwyn.
What a stupid roll to critically
succeed.
succeed.
While the water
No
is
way.
dripping back into the pool.
Back in and refilling. Incredible.
That's impressive. I have to say.
So you find
Sabine will help. Sabine will help Morwyn out of the water.
Morwyn's like, thanks, Eve. I've never done that before. That was fun.
You know what? You go into the water and you find this skull as your eyes see it, and you can see that the back of its scalp, it's shiny with gold, as if looking at it, it looks like a skull that has a head wound that was treated by putting some gold over top.
Can I grab it on my way out?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Just put it in my bag.
That. And after a few moments of going into the water in this miraculous cannonball that Morwyn did, and then of course finding this skull with some, it looked like gold on it, and as she emerges from the water, a few moments after, another splash, and then another splash. And I'm just gonna roll just for fun here. Oh, and she makes a find. The mistress, oddly enough, the mistress jumps in after you all. Then after a little pause, another person falls in, and as Farron joins you, each making it into the pool and coming out unscathed. And we will now go to a different map as we say goodbye to Remorham Prison.
Finally.
For all that you've done.
Can't say I'll miss you.
And then you need to roll.
I won't miss anything except for the fact that we left Johnny in the cage, but
don't
it's
tell
fine.
Sabine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
She
He's probably
absolutely
okay.
forgot.
So you can roll a d6. Let's see. There's Morwyn, you made and left a bomb on the door up on the top, right? Go ahead and roll a d6, please. As perhaps one of the prisoners escaped.
/roll 1d6.
going to join us.
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
Morwyn bombed him.
Don't you dare, Tone.
I rolled a 3.
Yeah. Yes, you did. As you guys start getting settled and light a campfire, as the mistress gathers you all and says, "Let's rest here."
Do you want me to roll the damage for a pressure bomb?
I'll tell you when. After a few moments, a fire was prepared, a camp, as the mistress advised. It's been a long, long journey out. We can rest here and regain our strength. For tomorrow, we will journey out to find Captain Flick.
What?
And you are in the ultimately you're underground. You're underground beyond the prison, which was so obvious to be itself underground. And you know that you fell a good 50 feet at least to get to where you are. And around you, you see from where you were, landing in the pool, you saw a whole bunch of different kind of fungi life. And across the floor, you see these images as almost you're not quite sure what it is, but it seems to be kind of caked underneath these transparent stones ever so often, almost like agates. And the cavern walls reach high, and you're in this, what appears to be like a labyrinth. And certainly one can go out and walk, and without knowing the way could possibly get lost. And all of this exists underneath the city of Remorum. Now, you find yourselves around a campfire, drying from being wet, with the mistress, Baron, sit around with you all. And for the moment, silence. No one is saying anything, almost as if in a deep reflection of events that's passed. What do you guys do?
Sabine is laying with the dog, just stretched out, just petting him, laying by the fire. And she's telling everyone the story of Jamroar and Specklefleck, the two brothers of the Squirrelions, who unfortunately had a sad ending. That's what she is doing.
GM, you said that there were like images on the ground?
Yeah. As you're sitting there, as the fire kind of flickers onto the flooring of where you're at, you can certainly do a perception roll.
Yeah, you said that it was like covered in fungi?
There's fungi and like go from what you see just without a roll, you see that where you landed in the lake, there was an increased amount of fungi in that area by the water. Like it was thriving, but yet further in where you're at, you're in a dry place and you're kind of in a crossroads area where from this point, it leads down different paths into the caverns. And the floor itself, while where you're at is dry, as your eyes kind of glean across where the light flickers, you can see that the floor underneath the dirt and mildew and perhaps even mold, that there is a shine. And it does look like there's something kind of underneath this shiny rock. So you can roll a perception to find out more about that.
Sure. If I use like the bottom part of my like scarf that I wear over my dress.
Yeah.
To wipe at the fungi. Does it make it more clear?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you take some time to kind of wipe away where you're at.
Just while I'm listening to Sabine's story and just kind of noticing that maybe there's images on the ground. Do I get a... Oh!
And the DC for this was a 15.
And I rolled a natural 20, and the actual math is 27, so I crit.
Crit! It's a proper
It's a crit!
It's a crit. My goodness. Yeah. Okay. So you find that as you touch and you begin to wipe, it's almost as if the fungi and the growth that's ultimately kind of covering the path, it moves so clear with your hand, as if, you're not quite sure, but it's almost as if you are commanding it to move away, as it moves away so easily for you, that as you take a look underneath this dirt, you see a skeleton encased over top of this clear stone that you are clearly sitting on, and underneath you see a skeleton. And as you begin to kind of look around to see maybe this is just one skeleton, but as your eyes gleam and as your perceptions are on high alert, you begin to see that from the pathway that you can see where the light shines, you see more skeletons, all encased underneath the stone. In fact, you see as if there are 50, no, 100, no. And everywhere you look down each of the paths, you see the stone and skeletons preserved. And that's what you're sitting on.
I think at this point, Morwyn would be like, "Holy fates!"
What is it?
There's a lot of skeletons in the ground. A lot of skeletons. What is this place? And she looks at the mistress.
And the mistress, as you take a look, she's almost looks with her hood over top of her eyes, and her hands like in her cloak, standing by the fire, and she kind of peers her eyes up to look at yours, and she says, "You are unfamiliar with the history of Remorum?"
Yeah. What would I be unfamiliar with it? Like, would I have read about this place?
I think perhaps maybe when she said history, maybe that would pique something. Go ahead and roll, but you'll take a -2 to this.
What am I rolling?
And rolling a history, rolling a lore. You'll do a society as you begin to. You know what? You could roll a society or even an occultism. Either one.
Okay. Do I get any sort of circumstance bonuses?
You take a penalty of -2.
Okay.
Eve was going to say, well, certainly not aware of the history, so if you could be so kind as to enlighten us.
Okay, that's actually an 11. I forgot to subtract the circumstance thingy.
And as you're kind of thinking in your Eve, you say you ask that question to the mistress?
Yeah.
And the mistress kind of looks at you, Eve, and looks at Morwyn. You're like, you don't think you read anything about this.
I think that she would just be like, I'm not really from here.
And then the mistress kind of looks at you all and then kind of eyes Farron. Perhaps the person that you should ask is Farron, as if I'm not mistaken, it's her people that we are sitting upon. And Farron, in hearing that, just kind of looks, and with her dark eyes, looking, and then just kind of says, I don't want to talk about it.
I think Eve's kind of just staring at the skeletons.
I think Morwyn would look at Farron and say, "That's okay. You don't have to talk about it. I'm sorry about your people."
She kind of looks at you, Morwyn, and saying that, and it's a long time ago, and then she just kind of stops, and you can tell that, I mean, you can certainly roll on it, but you can tell that there's pain behind her words.
Even if it was a long time ago, it doesn't make it hurt less.
And then the mistress kind of chimes in and says, this is just a result of the Ukamarn Empire. This is what happens. Empires are not built upon ideas on their own. Empires are built upon the foundation and death of the previous unfortunates. And these are the caverns underneath Remorum. And these are those who opposed Ukaman. And you can see Farron at this point just kind of just, obviously angry and just kind of just quiet. I hate this place. She kind of says, I hate this place. I'd rather, sooner the better, we can get out of here. Nothing good is in this place.
Morwyn,
Yes.
I believe that I had a question from earlier that's yet to be answered. She'll kind of give you a knowing look. If your scroll is sticking out anywhere, she'll glance towards it, but if not, she'll just kind of give you a look.
She locked that shit away. It's gone. She's just gonna say, yeah, I just had a strange experience. I felt weird. Did you hear the chanting?
Theron mentioned it. And then she pointed it out. I could hear it faintly.
It's
Chanting of what?
It made me feel dark or heavy, and it sparked a memory of a dream, I think, and then it felt like I woke up and I was in a different room, and do you remember the masks?
I remember them.
There was a guy there in the room, and he was wearing a mask, but instead of black on the mask, it was gold. And he was in front of an altar. I guess it wasn't a man. I don't know what it was. It's a person. And they...
Are you sure it was a person and not just an it?
I don't know what it was.
Did it smell like a human?
I didn't smell them. Anyways,
Interesting.
they were in front of an altar, and there were 3 eyes and 3 tongues and 3 hearts on the altar. And there were 2 people that were sitting on chairs to the left and the right of the being. When he turned around, they had no eyes and they had no tongue, and there was a hole where their heart should be. And then I was back in the hallway.
Question, DM. Does any of that have any familiarity to Eve?
You can roll, I'll let you roll, and you can roll on your occultism. And we'll see if it sounds familiar for you.
From what I know, I think that they were trying to summon something.
It's a 19.
Okay. She talks about the altar and the ritual. Your recollection of what you experienced was that there was also rituals, but not in the fashion that you recall of exactly these organs. You just know that there were sacrifices, but you were never sort of exposed to these organs laid out in the way that was described by Morwyn. That to you is new, but seeing the mask, seeing the women that were in the house and their disappearance, you're familiar with that there was some ritual crap going on.
And you were just there one moment and then gone the next moment, and you were back.
Yeah, it was... And you say I didn't move at all.
No, you were just standing there, and the only thing that changed was that scroll in your hand.
It felt like I was in there for like 5 minutes.
Strange.
Very strange. Farron, did you experience that when you were standing there?
Aaron looks at you. Pull up her beautiful art. Farron looks at you with her dark eyes and says, I heard the chanting. It was in a tongue I did not recognize. I couldn't quite make it out, but I did hear it.
Did it make you feel heavy?
And she kind of looks down and kind of looks, no. I just heard it. But that was it. I just, nothing. It didn't affect me in any way like you described.
And the dream that you recalled, with the sound of the chant, did it have anything to do with what you saw? Just related in any way?
No. It was like I was back in Joe's shop. And this weird guy came in and acted like he knew me. And he coughed blood and it singed the floor. And then he turned to clay and broke apart. It was weird.
A strange dream.
Very strange.
How do you know it was a dream? You seemed unsure.
Well, those things don't happen in real life, Eve. There's no way that was real.
You came back with paper, did you not? So perhaps it was more than a dream.
Maybe.
What does it say?
I don't know.
Would you like to find out? Because I certainly would.
I guess so. And she looks annoyed. She looks really annoyed. But she's not gonna say no. She pulls it out and...
Why would you want to keep it secret from us? Did you not say we are friends? We were imprisoned together, have fought together, have almost died together. Why wouldn't you want to share this piece of paper with us?
It's not you. I was waiting to read it until we were more alone, that's all.
Well, the mistress helped us escape, and the elf has more knowledge than us in some things. So perhaps we could have help.
Can wait if you need to wait. It's fine.
Morwyn opens the case that was holding the scroll and is like, no, it's fine.
Seems fine.
And she's gonna look at the scroll.
Okay. You take a look at the scroll. Now the scroll itself, it's encased. It's metal. So
I pull it out of the metal casing and unroll it.
And unroll it. Okay. Immediately you're met with this writing. It looks like symbols. There seems to be it's let's see. Checking your character sheet, looking at the languages. It's not a language that you understand. It's something different. But you can roll Arcana on this.
Ooh, 8.
An 8. You are lost. In fact, it's quite overwhelming for you. Seeing this language, you see these diagrams, and as your eyes are kind of looking at it, and you kind of see like this, there's just something about this that just makes you feel and remind yourself of the feeling of how you are. You're not yourself. You are incomplete. Like you feel a hole inside you as you hold this, as you're looking at it, trying to understand what it is.
If I look at some of the diagrams, would I recognize them from my studies in occultism?
Any attempt, because you're a Arcana, you can roll an occultism on this, but it will be -2.
Could I assist? I have a feat that's specifically for gleaning contents from documents.
Okay.
The feat is called Glean Contents. You're adept at quickly scanning loose papers and carefully discerning the contents of sealed letters without damaging the seal. You can attempt society checks to decipher writing on a message that is only partially glimpsed, upside down, or reversed from your perspective, or even sealed.
Okay. Now, it all depends on Morwyn, whether or not Morwyn would accept help for someone to look over this scroll based on how you're feeling. Like, Morwyn, what would you do?
And to note, Eve would be very hesitant, but she would.
I would accept.
I can take a look at it.
I would accept her help.
Okay.
So just a flat roll.
Yeah.
19.
With the help of Eve, and perhaps maybe just there's something about Eve's presence in helping you that allowed you to focus, and you were able now to pay more attention to what the scroll actually contains, and you are able to see the symbols that you don't understand. Obviously, it's a language that you can't seem to decipher. I haven't really kind of seen anything about it, but the diagrams you do see. The diagrams, you see images that look like perhaps eyes, images that look like body parts, hands, you see feet, you see genitals, you see like things that again, with little descriptions around these images, and everything, it seems that they seem to kind of separate around the different body parts with the different language around it. and you're looking at this and you kind of get the sense that this is, and remembering the interaction you had with that person, trying to show you what they were doing. And you can tell that this scroll, and you get the real sense that the person was following the scroll. And that's what you get from this. But in terms of interpreting it, you are at a loss to even identify what language this is.
I think she would say, from the diagrams, I'm guessing it's probably instructions on how to do whatever ritual they were doing, but I don't know this language. I can't read it.
Perhaps we can find it when we get back to Remorum.
Maybe.
May I look at it?
I thought you couldn't read.
It does not mean I cannot look at it.
Sure, yeah.
She's learning.
Morwyn holds it out, like she's not gonna hand it over, but she's gonna like hold it out so Sabine can look at it.
And she'll take a look at it. She'll like sit beside you, or like if you and Eve are like close together.
She would gesture that you can come and sit beside her and look at it. Like she wasn't trying to hide it from
She'll
you.
wiggle right in between right in between Morwyn and Eve and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do you see?
Morwyn would point out like the different diagrams and be like, see, there's an eyeball and these are the things that I was seeing on the altar, but I just can't read the words. I don't know what it says, but from these pictures, it looks like it's explaining how to do whatever ritual that being was doing in the room with the chants.
Curious. Does Sabine glean anything?
You can roll an occultism on it, or you can roll an arcana.
Okay.
On it. And you can roll an arcana, or you can roll I'll even allow a nature roll.
Oh,
but
okay.
you choose what you want to do.
Nature's better. Oh my gosh. Freaking card.
You're about to break through and figure out what this thing
The girl
is.
can't read. Got a natty 20, y'all.
Dog eats the scroll.
Sabine can smell what it is.
Yeah. She can read pictures.
Yeah.
It's a connect the dots, actually. She just realized you just had to connect the dots and then...
Oh, you were reading it upside down, silly.
He's like,
turns it around.
you're just thinking too hard about it. You just need to do this. And Morwyn's like,
I mean,
You were
checks
reading
out.
it through the paper. You just had to flip it upside down.
That's exactly. Yeah. It's in common. It was just upside down.
Idiot.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, this is great. Yeah, you take a look at it, and certainly you do switch it the other way. I'll give you that. I think that's
Okay.
you will determine that. And another thing that you will determine is that with the nature roll, you get the sense that, wait a minute, there's one image that stands out to you. And for some reason, it seems that there's a symbol on there that kind of speaks, and you're like, I saw this before. I saw this, and you're pretty sure that image means mother.
Oh.
and you have also looked at this and getting an appreciation of the way that the artistry and the way that it's separated. You can tell that there are 3 focal points on this. One being the focal point of, and that's the image of mother. You're like, it kind of has the shape of just, it's an upside down triangle.
Oh,
and
yes, it is
has
a heart. Or boobies. Yep.
It's
Mother.
And that's it, right? And that's the symbol, right? Like it's like, okay, it's odd, but based on where you were raised, there is a symbol that looks very similar to that meant mother. That one catches your eye. And so that's what you're able to tell them, is that there's 3 focal points. This one's focusing in on, like.
All right. Yes, you need to. Sorry. And then she'll grab it and flip it around. You were reading it wrong. The symbols here and here and here, they connect and they almost mean mama, mother, 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 mother. Would that mean anything to you, Morwyn?
Does that mean anything to me, GM?
If you had a mother, it would.
Yeah.
But at this point, you're looking at that like,
What about you, Eve?
Maybe at one point it meant something to me, but
In my tribe, there was a symbol very much like this that meant mother. And then she'll kind of like softly paint across the thing, just very softly, to kind of map the symbol out on the paper. What does the texture feel like?
the texture is, it's a leather scroll. And as you touch the ink, you can just feel the imprint, as if they have used so much of it and traced over it over and over to ensure that it stayed preserved, that you can read it. So you can tell that much care has been taken on this. And it's not just a simple scroll that's been scratched together, that there is a lot of care in making it.
Does it feel wrong at all while it sits on her lap? Does it feel any...
Yeah, you know what? For Eve and for you, you don't necessarily get the feelings that Morwyn's feeling. Like the way that she sort of described, you don't get that feeling at all.
Okay.
But unless, Morwyn, if you're trying to hide your feelings, like either you're wearing your emotions on your sleeve, you're either showing that you're not feeling okay with.
I think that she would be blinking harder. I think that she would be she wouldn't be trying to show people that she's upset, because that's not something that she does. She makes other people feel good. She doesn't let other people make her feel good, right? So I think that she would kind of blink and just be like, okay, well, maybe we should just put this scroll away until we find someone who can read it and tell us what it says.
And she'll like roll it up and put it back in its case in her bag.
All right.
Thank you, Sabine. That was
You're
more
wel-
helpful than I thought it would be.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your help.
Yes. And then she'll stand up and go lay back on the floor with the dog, with the bone that she got from his pen, and just lay it beside him.
Aw, and the dog is just at this point has fallen asleep, but just exhausted with all the what happened. It's just trying to do its little shake as it dreams.
Oh, just trying to get all the bad guys. She will look to the mistress and just say, "Do you know of anything regarding the mother?"
Mother? I don't. That means nothing to me in terms of ritual. Mother. I mean, there are many cults out there that worship perhaps the spirit mother, or perhaps it's some sort of reference to rebirth or life, or you'd have to talk to an expert. But may I see the scroll?
Oh, I don't think they would like you look at it. They don't trust you very well.
Appreciate your honesty. And she just kind of smiles at that.
I think Morwyn's mistrust of the mistress and her want to know. Her need to know is higher than her mistrust. So she would be like, and give her the case.
And immediately she eats it.
And Morwyn throws.
Game over. She grabs.
Be like, let me know if you know what it says.
I went really, and she kind of takes it. Sometimes it isn't necessarily what is on the inside, it's what's on the outside. And she takes a look at the scroll case itself. You see, this casing is quite modern. And in fact, you can see this image here. And she begins to kind of run her hand down. And then, without you looking at it before, she's actually pointing out that there's actually diagrams on the outer case. This is the symbol of a scholar's city, a polis sanctum. This is a scroll from the university. That perhaps, and then she just kind of hands it back to you. Maybe of use to you, I know not. What do I know?
Eve,
And then she just kind of
what is
scooches and
university?
It's a place where you go to learn things.
Don't we
Morwyn
learn everywhere, though?
Where you go specifically to learn things from people who know a lot about those things. So, for instance, if you were trying to, like I teach you writing.
Right. Oh, so you have been to a university to teach?
No, I haven't.
City?
But you could go to a university to learn something like that, or to learn something about place you've never been before, or about history or literature or anything really.
Interesting.
I would love to go there.
Maybe we can after this.
Where is it?
It's across the sea.
Oh. Would we have to ride on one of the carriages that float upon the water?
That would be the fastest way. We could go around the sea, but that would take us a lot longer.
They're called boats. And I might know some people that could help us get some passage on a boat to get us across.
Oh.
I need
Sorry.
to make sure that Joe's safe before I commit to anything. So
You wouldn't have to be in a cage on the boat to get across.
Did I tell you about that, Oren? I don't remember. I must check on my squirrelions before we leave as well.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. There are things to
get
be.
out of these caves.
Yes.
Yes.
You kind of like just puts a hand to her head. Anyone been able to sleep at all since we've been here?
Not really.
I slept like a baby in the cages.
Of course you did.
Trick is just to not worry. When you can't control anything, then why worry about it, right?
Super easy.
Did
Thanks,
you go?
Oren.
Did you go to the university to be taught that?
Oh no, I learned in the School of Hard Knocks. That means I learned on the streets.
On the streets.
Yeah. I'm self-taught.
I'd hate to be the bearer of bad news. And the mistress kind of speaks up again, just kind of listening to your guys' conversation, and she kind of lifts up her eyes. And I take it you're not up to speed on current events. You speak as if going to the university would be just as simple as sailing across the sea. Not when the god emperor has waged war on Aquarius. You try to sail across, you'll be passing through his many navy fleet. And also, by going by foot, you'll be passing through Favili. And Favili has been utterly destroyed and continues to burn to this day. They say that something from the heavens fell within the volcano in which it erupted, destroying the city. I'm just saying that it'll take some effort. And perhaps talking to Captain Flick, perhaps he has a way to help you. If you're able to help him.
What does Captain Flick want from us?
Same thing.
Let's just say that the Emperor has decreed that the rains are to come to Remorum. And knowing the Emperor, for he has already done this on other cities, he will give a amount of time that he will disclose via messenger to his soldiers. And should the rains not come, fulfilling his prophecy, it will be because of the unbelievers. And they will all be purged out and made an example of.
So if it doesn't rain, then the city gets destroyed?
Yes.
How would they know which are the believers and which are...
It's people he won't like.
I
Has nothing
think
to
that
do
it's
with
just an
believers.
excuse to do something that he wanted to do, Sabine.
Does the Emperor has declared himself the one true God, then why would he need to declare war on the god of the sea? Shouldn't, by his own decree, that god no longer exist anyway?
That is... It's possibly best that I leave that for Captain Flick to discuss. Captain Flick is loyal to Ukamar. He is loyal to Ukamar. That can reassure you.
To the Emperor or...
To Ukamar.
To the Empire.
to the land, not the person.
So unless you are hopefully able to control the weather, the fact that you have been able to create miraculous deeds, I think he has high hopes that perhaps you could find a way.
Control the weather. That's what he wants from us.
No one can make it rain. I mean, Oren can make it rain, but...
We'll find a way. Just because he's been demanding the rain doesn't mean that that's the way we'll stop him. There's lots of ways.
The Squirrelions do little dances when they are trying to protect their homes from certain elements that come and can wage war on them, like the fire or water. Perhaps we could do a dance.
The small powers we've all displayed. Controlling the weather, making it rain from the sky is something completely different.
It's okay. We'll find a way. There's no reason in worrying about it because we don't actually know what Captain Flick's going to ask of us.
True. But maybe we can find out how to make it rain at the university.
Maybe.
Eve just dying.
Roll a perception. Oren. Roll a perception. Morwyn, roll a perception. Eve, yeah. You know what? All four of you can roll a perception.
Great.
Kind of sitting around having this discussion.
Not having a guard at all. Just, chit chat away. Oh, wait. Hold up. I think I have a cool little...
I feel like that'll probably work.
Perksy perks here. Hold on.
I rolled a 26.
Oh, boom. Also,
Eve with the 19. Oren with the
how do I put this in the chat? In the chat. Nope, that was not going in the chat.
Click on the chat box. Like there's a picture beside the words, and if you click on the picture, it has like a little chat bubble on it.
this? Sorry. Trying to put this into the chat.
Yeah, just-
Oh, there we go. Got it.
Oh, deny advantage? Oh, you're just prepping?
I just
Behind you.
cannot be
Sneaks up.
surprised.
As you're kind of getting on the defensive. Sabine, you're not noticing anything in terms of the party, but certainly your attention begins to, perhaps your instincts kick in and you begin to kind of look around. Morwyn, you are probably lost in the map, in seeing that there's symbols on the side, and perhaps you're just trying to decipher something else. Eve, you're able to pick up that Farron is acting a bit odd. And Oren, you catch the movement and the general aura that Farron is giving off. And you can tell that she wants to say something, but is choosing not to. Just in terms of her body language.
Can I just walk over and kind of sit beside her and say, hey, what's going on? What's in your mind?
I'll get you to roll on this, just as you see what info you can get out of her.
I wonder what Oren will roll.
Who knows?
Who wants to guess?
Athletics.
Performance.
Roll in athletics, you champion.
His class is such a mystery. Who knows?
We'll never find out.
If you guys have any ideas of what Oren's class may be, throw it in the chat and tell us.
Oh!
Oh, wah, wah,
I mean,
wah.
with a natty 1, he still rolled a 12.
You want to
That's true.
spend your hero point?
Oh yeah,
I
hero points. Spend it.
absolutely want to spend my hero point to re-roll.
I mean, it can't be any worse, right?
It literally
Right?
cannot be worse. Oh my god.
Just kind of scooches away from you.
Again?
We
She
have
just
2
kinda
hero points.
Do we have 2 hero points?
Yeah.
No, just one.
Oh, I thought we had 2. I have 2.
You have 2? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you just teach the GM something that you have 2?
No, nope.
That sounds like a demerit.
No, I didn't say anything.
Can I spend a second hero point? There's no way I'll get 3, right?
So is there? No, I think you start with 1, but you earn hero points, if I'm not mistaken.
Did I earn a hero point?
Is that, no, we haven't earned it yet. We
Son of a
spent
biscuit eating rotten piece of sewer pipe.
and possibly assist, and perhaps maybe Eve, who took the other perception roll.
Yeah.
Seeing you're trying, and now she's picking up on the fact that you're trying to get information out. So Eve, if you want to also that with her,
Eve will say,
diplomacy.
yeah, you have any sort of knowledge that could help. We're all in the same predicament here. None of us have real allies outside of each other right now. At least I don't.
I think at that, Morwyn would look up and say, none of the things that are said here will be repeated.
And she's just Eve, and you've already spent your hero point.
No, I haven't. So I can just
Unless
spend
it
the
doesn't-
time.
You can spend your hero point. Morwyn's getting in, so let's see. Eve,
Oh my gosh.
he's just
Oh, that was a
14.
tease.
she's just no, I don't know. I don't know if I can. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. You don't owe us anything.
I have to think about this. I have to think on this. And then the mistress is like, listen, we've gone through hell to get here. And if you have information, why don't you give it? And as she begins to move her hand to her sword and begin to pull it out, more when you see this as she's doing that.
Yeah, I think Morwyn would be like, we've been through hell, but Farron has been in that cell for longer than any of us. And if she doesn't trust us yet, I don't blame her. It's okay. I know that my intentions are good. But doing anything like what I think you're thinking about will not prove to her that your intentions are good, mistress.
He looks up at you and then just pauses for a moment and just about to say something. And then that's when you hear the explosion. And Morwyn, roll the damage of your bombed trap door.
Oh, Johnny.
No.
We'll never know.
Oh, good. Just one.
It's okay. There's also bludgeoning splash damage.
As you hear, ow, I think I'm okay. Maybe that. Oh, and you hear a splash. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Thank you for watching us, episode 6. As the heroes have finally left the Morwyn prison and find themselves in these mysterious caverns full of history and secrets.
Make sure you're following us on Instagram because we have a giveaway on episode 10. So if you weren't listening at the beginning of the episode, we are doing a giveaway with Axolotl Dice on Instagram. They have very graciously donated their talents to us. They will be creating 4 D20s inspired by our characters. They will be 32 millimeter D20s, so they will be chonks. And they are all inspired by the 4 player characters. So if you want to win that, make sure you're following us on Instagram.
Yeah!
And if you want to catch up on past episodes, all of our past episodes are on our YouTube page. And it's a lot of fun. We're glad that you guys are here.
We'll be episode 2 on Wednesday.
Yep.
We sure will.
Yeah.
Reroll.
Reroll. A mortal reroll.
Mortal reroll.
Thank you, our mortal friends. We'll see you next week. And we hope, as always, that you live your best selves in your mortal roles. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.